What's up, guys? It's Scott, aka Baker Turtle here, coach of the Toronto Staraptors, bringing you my Week 6 battle against Lloyd, coach of the Plymouth Pelippers, I believe. And as you can see here, the team that he decided to bring against me this week in the Fantasy GBA League is Granbull, Azelf, Gyarados, Mienshao, Crobat, and Bronzong. Well, I brought a Choice Scarf, Dark Pulse, Hyper Voice, Thunderbolt, Volt Switching, Heliolisk. I brought Sucker Punch, Defensive Sableye for that Azelf and whatnot. I brought a fully physically defensive Poliwrath this week. Last week I made a free agent trade and I dropped, who was it? I think I dropped, I forgot who I dropped, but I got rid of somebody for Poliwrath and brought Cradilly, Mega Pinsir, and Cradilly especially defensive here with Ancient Power, Grass Knot, because he has Suicune on his team, and Grass Knot does a pretty good chunk of damage, and Ancient Power for Crobat and whatnot. And oh, by the way, my Poliwrath was physically defensive to take on his newly acquired Mega Gyarados. It completely walls it. As I can circle throw it, I can bulk up and whatnot. And I also have a substitute bulk up Ice Punch for Crobat and stuff. And while team building, I totally forgot that Crobat gets Infiltrator, so putting substitute on Poliwrath I realized was a mistake later on, but we'll just see how that turns out. And Mega Pinsir is Protect for Fake Out, Mienshao, and then Choice Banded Mamoswine here with Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and I forget, but let's just go into the battle and see how this goes. So let's start off here. He starts off with Bronzong. Now, while I was team building, I knew that he would probably want to set up hazards on me for my Mega Pinsir, but I really debated hard for whether I should bring a hazard remover, and I decided to go against it because I really needed this team, and I just couldn't find room to bring either Defog Scizor or Defog Salamence or Rapid Spin Starmie. So here, I just straight up go for the Dark Pulse. I just want to get rid of this Bronzong because I realized that this was really the only thing that stopped my Mega Pinsir from putting in work, other than maybe like a bulky Gyarados or something, or I don't know. But his team looked pretty frail, and after a Swords Dance, I can pretty much sweep if I can get rocks up or something. So here he switches out after I bring it down after a couple Dark Pulses in. I'm locked in the Dark Pulse here. He doesn't know that I'm Choice Scarfed, so I just go for that. And normally, I think he may be fearing that he may be Choice Scarfed, so I just switch out here. Obviously, I can't even Volt Switch if I wanted to, but he just goes for the U-turn as I switch into my defensive main check to this Sableye, and I take that pretty good. He doesn't do too much damage. I was hoping he'd try to just go for the Fake Out, but he goes for U-turn. He goes into Granbull here, and I'm like, okay. I did some calcs here, and I was like, okay, if I burn this, will I still be able to live a Play Rough? And I was hoping he wouldn't be Lumberry or anything. So I just burn it, and good thing it was not Lumberry, and he just goes for the T-Wave here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. This is not gonna really affect me too much because I have a Prankster, and I would still go first regardless. So I'm really okay with that, unless I get some crazy hacks and they get paralyzed and stuff. So here, I'm just gonna switch out, predicting like a Poliwrath or something, or whatever. He might want to. I know he can't really do too much damage to me, and I just want to do a lot of damage to this, and I don't really need Heliolisk that much. I'm pretty careless with it because I just want to do a lot of damage, and I had debated a long time for that move. Actually, I didn't really expect Gramble to come, and it threw me off, and so here I switch into my Cradily. I'm mixed defensive, mostly specially defensive, but I can take some physical hits, as you can see there, as he just goes for the Earthquake, and that's with no burn. So at this point, I just set up my Stealth Rocks. I know his only way of removing it is Crobat, and it would be Defog, and so he would get rid of the rocks on my side as well, and that would be perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. And he just goes for the T-Wave. I don't know why he's T-Waving my slow Pokemon already. Maybe he's trying to rely on Axe, but at this point, I made a misplay. I should have recovered here, but I just go for the Ancient Power, predicting probably like a Crobat to come in or something, but that doesn't do too much damage. And at this point, I want to save this because I know I'll go down next turn with a Poliwrath, so I know I can live it another hit by switching into Mamoswine here. As he just goes for the Poliwrath, and that does a pretty good amount of damage. But I just go for the Icicle Crash here, and I get the first KO of the game. And I'm really glad Gramble's out, so now my Sableye doesn't really have to worry about anything. I can wall pretty much everything. Here I can safely go out into Sableye if I wanted to, but I'd rather not take that extra damage. So I just let Mamoswine go down. I don't really need it that much. I could have saved it for the Crobat. I guess that would have been smart, but at this point, I'm just going to go straight out into Heliolisk. I probably should have went out into Sableye and try to burn something, but here I just go for the straight up Volt Switch, or Thunderbolt actually, thinking he would probably want to switch in something else to take this, but again, then there we go, Bronzong's down, and that's the check to my Mega Pinsir. Now at this point, everything would die to Mega Pinsir if I can safely set up and I can just quick attack everything. And I just want to get damage on this Azelf. I don't really need Heliolisk anymore. I guess I could save it for Gyarados, but I have Poliwrath that can specifically counter Mega Gyarados. I have Circle Throw. So even if he sets up a Swords Dance, a Dragon Dance or Substitute, I can just knock it out and switch it out. And here I decided to straight up go into my Sableye, predicting a fake out, because at this point he should at least know that I'm Scarf because I outsped his Azelf. So he wouldn't want to risk being attacked by my Heliolisk. So he just goes for the fake out, which I switch into Sableye. And now him expecting a burn, I knew that he would want to switch out. There's no way he would stay in with his Mienshao. So I just go for the knockoff and whatever wanted to come in, and he decides to sack his Azelf. So Azelf's gone. That was a big threat to me too, because it dealt with my Sableye, which was my main checks to his physical attackers like Gyarados or Crobat or Mienshao. And at this point, that's all he's got left, and they're all physical attackers. And here, I fear he's gonna try to substitute or Dragon Dance or whatever, so I just stay in and try to burn it. He can't have a Lum Berry or an item on it because it's Mega, so there's no way for him to get rid of the burn if I burn him. And luckily, I break through Paralysis, and I'm able to burn him, and this really just negates his Mega Gyarados at all. I'm not scared of it at all anymore. It's already down to half HP. The only way he can recover health is if it rests up. I guess that could be a problem if he would have rested up, but I don't think you would have substitute and rest. So at this point, I just switch out into my main, my designated counter to Mega Gyarados and my Poliwrath, as he decides to just set up Dragon Dance. I'm not afraid at all. Um, yeah, I can just, if I wanted to, I could just circle throw this, but um, at this point in the match, I hadn't thought about Infiltrator Crobat, so I felt like Substitute was a safe play here, and that even if you were to bring in Crobat, I can just go for the Ice Punch. But again, I was not thinking about Infiltrator, so I just set up the Substitute. I should have probably just Circle Throwed, um, or probably just started setting up bulk up so that I could live at least one Brave Bird from a Crobat, even if it were Choice Band, because I think Choice Band does about 70% to me. As he just goes for the EQ, burned after 2 Dragon Dances, actually takes out my Substitute. I was pretty surprised there because I'm fully physically defensive after a burn, but I guess Mega Gyarados is just that strong. So I set up a bulk up here, and I know I can take any hit here, and as he just goes for the burn, and here I made the mistake in again setting up a sub, because I'm like, okay, he's gonna want to bring out Crobat. I'll set up a sub, I can take a hit, and then I can dish back with Ice Punch. And then literally as I do this, I realize, oh shit, Infiltrator, and Gyarados goes down, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to calc what a Brave Bird would do to a +1 defensive Poliwrath, and it doesn't look too good. If it's banded, it does about 60% or a little over 50%, and I don't want that. So I decided to just sack Cradily here, and at this point, I just need this Crobat down enough to where a quick attack can take it out from Mega Pinsir, and I can sweep, because with rocks up, I can sweep with Mega Pinsir's quick attack on the Mian Shao in the back. And here, I try to burn it, but I get paralyzed here. This is the first time I get paralyzed. I'm like, wow, great. The one time that for me to get paralyzed, I can't get the burn. So thankfully I lived that. And at this point, I just want to wear this Crobat down. I know he's going to try to just kill me off by going for a Brave Bird. He could actually have defogged here, but that wouldn't have made a difference. And at this point, I believe I had the game. I have Heliolisk in the back. Even though there's Stealth Rocks and it would die, I have that as fodder in case of anything. And I still have Poliwrath for the Mian Shao. And I'm just trying to wear this Crobat down enough to where Mega Pinsir can take it out. And I just keep trying to recover here, hoping that I don't get paralyzed as this Crobat slowly gets whittled down. And he just keeps going for the Brave Bird. And I think at this point is where I decide to burn it or something like that. Maybe I recover. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, team building against him, I wasn't really too scared. Oh yeah, that's right. I get paralyzed as he goes with the taunt. So I'm like, okay, now I can't burn. I can't recover or anything. And he doesn't know I have Sucker Punch. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna attack me. A Sucker Punch at this range will do about 30%, and after that, I'll die, and then I can bring in my Mega Pinsir and sweep to win the game. And that's exactly what happens. I Sucker Punch, bring him down low enough, supply goes down. I bring in my Mega Pinsir. When I was team building, I was not afraid of the fact that he would have Stealth Rocks and I had no way of getting rid of them, because I really only need to bring this in once and set up on something and just win. So here I just go for the quick attack and KO the Crobat, and that's pretty much a good game. I'll just quick attack the next turn. The next turn I misplayed. I wasn't really thinking. I should have protected in case he got, I don't know, like a crazy fake out crit, something like that. But I didn't protect. Um, Whatever, didn't make a difference. I just go for the quick attack, and that's a good game. I won 3-0, and that brings me to 6-0 for the league. There's only, I think, 3 of us left undefeated. Rodolfo, coach of the Vermilion Strikes, and Adam, coach of the Manchester Murkrows, and myself, the Toronto Staraptors, are 6-0 in the league. And my next week's opponent is actually Adam, coach of the Manchester Murkrows. So we'll see. His battle is up against a really tough opponent in Dylan, coach of the Lily Cove Ludicolo, who I believe is 4-1, or yeah, 4-1. And that's probably going to be my toughest match because his Latios is actually leading the league in kills, in 14 kills and no deaths. He's the leading, just crazy, going on a crazy run here, and I really got to prepare well for Adam next week. And I'll leave it at that, guys. So go ahead and leave a like or comment, whatever you wish, and let me know what you guys think. I know I made quite a few misplays here and there. I played recklessly with Heliolisk, even though I used Scarf to be able to outspeed Crobat, and I should have recovered with Cradilly. I shouldn't have had sub on Poliwrath. I should have. There was a lot of things I should have done, but I was still able to pull out the win. I believe I didn't really play as well as I could have, but that's fine. I still came out with the win, 3-0, and yeah, so I'll see you guys next week with my battle with Adam, and we'll just see how that goes. See you later.